The night is short. Walk on, girl.
これはもはや必然なのだよ。
君といると夜が伸びていくようだ。
夜は短し歩けよ乙女。
大変だな。
Night is Short, Walk on Girl is a 2017 Japanese animated romantic comedy film directed by Masaaki Yuasa, who's known for many crazy and bizarre anime like Mind Game, the Tatami Galaxy, Ping Pong the Animation, Lou Over the Wall, and his most recent popular work, Devilman Crybaby.
The film follows the night out for two university students. One is a black-haired woman with no name called Kohai, or Junior in English. The second person is an unnamed man with glasses that is referred to as Senpai. The Senpai plans to confess his romantic feelings for the Kohai to her that night, though circumstances keep them separated for a majority of the evening. Meanwhile, all that the Kohai wants to do is drink and party with those around her.
If you've seen a Masaaki Yuasa work, then you know exactly what the animation is going to be like in this movie. Crazy, insane, nonsensical, beautiful, creative, and totally unique. And this movie is certainly no exception.
While I love his more structural works like Ping Pong the Animation and especially Devilman Crybaby, I feel like I enjoy it when Masaaki is making something without the crutch of a flowing narrative structure, like in Mind Game and this movie. Because of this, with every frame and new style of animation that appears, you can tell that Masaaki is passionate about every single frame of animation. But also, nothing is pointless or wasteful. Everything is a cool image full of imagination and creativity.
Night is Short, Walk on Girl is one of those movies that makes me wish that there was a separate award category for animation for both kids animated movies and adult animated movies. Because this movie is pure animation that is nothing like anything that's been seen before. Unlike American animation studios like Disney and DreamWorks, where the style of animation that wins all the awards is kind of samey.
But Night is Short, Walk on Girl is animation. What animation allows us to show on screen. Animation should always give us unique images, crazy visuals, and shots that no real-life cinematographer could ever accomplish in real life. The expressions of the characters are fun and exaggerated, the animation adds to the comedy, the designs are nice and varied, it's just an incredibly animated movie. Plain and simple.
Much like the character designs that I mentioned before, the characters themselves are also fun and varied, especially our lead of the Koha.
All that she wants to do this night is drink and party. She's willing to go along with anything as long as there is fun and booze involved. She's very energetic and upbeat, able to pick up the spirits of a group of old businessmen. But she's also dedicated to helping everyone that she meets throughout her night, like helping the Gorilla Theater with their performance or taking care of everyone later in the night when a severe cold seems to go around the city.
She's just a really fun character to watch and one that I would love to share a drink with. Speaking of which. It's good.
The supporting characters are also a lot of fun too. There's this friend of the senpai who's trying to find a girl he fell in love with one time when they sat across from each other and got hit in the head by apples, the head of the disciplinary committee for the school festival and his love for cross-dressing. But my two favorite characters were the two patrons of a bar that Kohai meets up with and parties with for the majority of the movie. They were a lot of fun. The guy seems very knowledgeable about all things drinks and party related, while the woman is just a ball of energy who's ready to party hard until she is physically unable to.
These are really fun and enjoyable characters, a lot of which weave together to form a fun and enjoyable story alongside the crazy, insane visuals. I also like how Night is Short, Walk on Girl greatly and perfectly captures a night of partying and its aftermath.
There's always a lot of people out and about, all with different motivations and expressions throughout the night. Sometimes you meet new people you drink with and then never see each other again for the rest of the night because you get pulled into something new. Or maybe you do run into them a few hours later and have another drink together like they were never gone. Who the fuck cares? There's more partying and drinking to be had. However, if even one person develops a cold that evening, then any number of people can get sick too. Plus all the drinking done before probably doesn't help the code too. But there will always be someone who will be there to take care of those sick and unwell after all the partying, making sure they make it home safe and sound.
Ugh. Night is Short, Walk on Girl takes place during one night of partying and drinking. And the entire movie does truly feel like you and a few friends went crazy and got drunk in a random city. The pacing on the movie is interesting too. 2/3 of it has a really big OMG, it's so random feel to it, but somehow it really flows together nicely.
Something random might happen at one point in the movie that makes no sense, but then it will come back into play in another part of the movie and be really fucking funny. And this movie is really funny. From the characters' expressions, the over-the-top dialogue, combined with drinking and partying, can create a lot of wacky and insane scenarios that our characters will find themselves falling into. Like, I kid you not, 20 minutes of this movie suddenly turns into a musical with the gorilla acting troupe, where, yes, characters will randomly and suddenly burst into song. That threw me off a little bit, but got me back in by how ridiculous and funny the situation was.
Even though this musical aspect of the movie is totally random and comes out of nowhere, it really works here. And that goes for a lot of the scenes in the movie as well. If I did have any negatives with Night is Short, Walk On Girl, I think one would be that sometimes to some people, it might be a little, it's so random sometimes. It really works for me, but I can see it not working for everyone. Some people might love Masaaki's animation, but I like his more structured projects like Ping Pong the Animation and Devilman Crybaby.
Okay. I also found that there was one or two comedic jokes that is usually prevalent in either comedy or slice of life anime that I'm just not a fan of. There's the joke of a male character groping a female character's breasts and then the female character punching the guy's lights off. This happens twice between this older man and the Kohai. I've never been a fan of this joke in comedy and slice of life anime, but it does pop up twice here. It's over in a flash, but this movie is smart enough throughout this run that it seems like it's too lazy to resort to an old anime joke like this.
In the end, Night is Short, Walk On Girl is a Japanese animated movie that reminds me why I love animation so much. It's the only way that a creative, inventive, surreal, and off-the-wall imagery like this can truly exist. Nothing like this could ever happen in a live-action movie. It can only exist in the world of animation. This movie is funny, the characters are a ton of fun, especially our main lead, and after you finish watching it, you just feel like you want to get drunk and high. But in a good way. In a way that the next morning, though you may not realize it, your life has been changed for the better. I'm going to be giving Night is Short, Walk On Girl an A-. I'm definitely going to watch this movie a few more times in the future. I've seen it twice already, one when I was very drunk, and then another later when I was sober. Both viewings were great in their own way, but as long as you see the movie, you can figure it out however the hell you want to.